Well, hey YouTube, I'm doing this video, and I'm sorry about the shaky cam, that's just my hand. But it reminds me of something that people I thought knew about. By the way, that's my curtain. I'm, I know, people will just kind of look at it like, huh? Alfoil. For the time being, it does what it's supposed to do. I will get proper curtains soon enough. Anyway, I always thought people in Australia knew what the situation was when it come to homeless people and people in need. Now that can be elderly people, Aboriginal people, white people, young people, old people. I said elderly people. Could be anyone. Could be anyone in need, right? When you get past a point, this is what they don't understand. When you get past a point of the poverty line, people stop caring and stop trying to help. That's pretty much across the board. So the only way those people get out of that situation is if they've got the discipline and the mental fortitude to push through the shitty, pardon my language, the really awful times. And I would say that that'd be about as low as you can go and about as awful as it can get. Aside from someone crashing and burning on drugs, going from that situation to getting hooked on drugs, then you've really hit, like, I don't know what we're going to do now. But that's not right. That's neither here nor there. So the story is basically, when I was studying nursing in Perth, when I used to live in Perth, there was an elderly man there, and near the Perth, near the campus, and he was homeless. And I can remember one day I brought him a sandwich. I just felt so bad for this guy. I just decided, that's it. I will forego lunch and he can have a sandwich. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so I brought him up a sandwich, and I was talking to him, and I said to him, man, do you want some help? Like, if there's something anyone can do for you, would you like that help? And he was hesitant at first, okay? He was hesitant. He didn't want to say yes. He didn't want to admit that, hey, I'm stuck. I can't get out of this situation. And I don't know how to. All right? That was obvious. And he said yes, he would like help. So I, with my internet access, my phone, my resources, my availability to look up who can I contact to get this person some help, I rang every department and agency out there in Perth to get this man some help. And none of them, not one of them, not one single one, government or private or not-for-profit, nothing would help this man. Okay? Not one. That is how disgusting the situation is when it comes to homeless people. When they go on about how they're willing to help people, they are not. You know what they wanted this man to do? His man was elderly. He had no phone, no access to anything. He lived on the flipping streets. I don't even know that he was getting Centrelink benefits for money for food or anything. I don't know that this man was getting anything at all. I think he was practically eating out of bins. And, none of these people... he has to come to us, was what they said. We can't help him until he comes to us. That's how they were. Okay? Now, the very most frustrating thing was, because there was an Aboriginal family that also used that park from time to time, they always had these Aboriginal welfare check people come around, check on them. No one gave a two poops about the white guy, but when it came to the Aboriginal man, oh no, we've got to drop everything. We've got to dump every resource we can at it. We've got to save these people. But when it comes to white guy, no, can't help him. There shouldn't be a double standard. The same help that was there for the Aboriginal people should have been there for the white guy as well. I mean, I've always thought that. I've always thought, like, when people talk about what should and shouldn't be. Like, personally, I just think there should be one rule in the court systems, in society in general, in everything, that the same help that applies to one should apply to another. Shouldn't matter what sex you are, how old you are, what what you're, if you've got mental disability or something like that, or anything like that. Shouldn't matter. You should all have access to the same level of care and help. That's just a given. Now, I raised the issue not about the Aboriginal family. That was like, that's a separate thing, and that doesn't matter to this. Well, it does, but at the same time, it's not really relevant. Um, about the homeless guy to the McGowan government, because at the time the McGowan government had just got in. I think this was back in around 2018. I raised the issue. I emailed them, and do you think that they even responded to my email? And I told them, look, I've tried all these people. I've tried to get help for this person, and I couldn't. And was the process that I went through, and this is the result that I got. And do you think they helped or did anything or even replied to my email? They did nothing. So I don't really have high expectations of the McGowan government. In fact, I find that they're very one-track mind on what they want to do, but they don't listen to what the public has to say about what they think is important issues, which I think's sad, because when people go on about how great the McGowan government is, just think about it though. They have, like, they've been one-track mind on certain things. Like, they took a lot of money out of hospitals and put it into building roads. Now, I don't know about you, but roads are not going to save lives. Okay, I suppose bad roads getting repaired will, but in the long run, like, what would you rather have? Like, what can you handle? Going slower on a bad road, or just or having enough staff at a hospital that they can that they can use every single bed in that hospital available and hire every available resource needed to see that proper care is given across the board, like, and making sure that there's enough for everyone. That I think is a given. Like, making sure that there's enough police out there that if someone breaks into someone's house, that they can ring the police and there'll be someone at the local station that can come down and help them and arrest the person, possibly, something like that even. Or, that there's a bushfire and there's enough fire brigade to go out and and that they've got access to all the resources necessary to fight the bushfire, to do that job. Really sad thing, actually, interestingly, about all of that services and that. Do you know that last I checked, firemen get paid like 45,000 a year or something like that, something really bad. I don't know if that's true, but like, for all the danger and hard work that they do, and the kind of job that they do, you think they'd be on like 80 to 120, and maybe for a fire chief like 150, 200,000, right? You think it'd be on like really good money because of the responsibilities that are on their shoulders. Apparently not. Apparently they're not on great money. That's why I don't know why a lot of people would want to do that job. Like, I can understand volunteering, but like, if you're going to do it for a profession and that's what you get paid, like, you have to look at it and go, got to do something else to make real money, because I can't survive on that. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just some things to think about. And just to let you know that when it comes to homeless people in Australia, the government generally just does not care. And my story might be anecdotal, or might be, singular to what I'm talking about, and that's fine, right? Let's use this video as a scientific statement about the state of affairs when it comes to government policies and what they're doing about things. And one of the main issues being homeless people, as homeless people are on the rise, and there's situations when they hit the street, there's not a lot of people do for them anymore, and or to get them off the street, and yeah, like I said, my story might be anecdotal, but I can guarantee you that this is across the board in every state. I don't think there's any change there whatsoever. So I think of all the 7 states in Australia, seven, Western Australia, South Australia, Northern Territory, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, and ACT. Yep, 7 states. Yep, my maths is correct. I had to check that. And across that board, I don't think you'll find that there's any change. And I think that is the sad thing. Like, there are definitely things that we should and could be doing. And when poverty's on the rise and when uh, more and more people are ending up on the streets because of this rental crisis and housing crisis, and it's a slippery slope to just being on the streets permanently. You know what I'm saying? Like, people should care and people should want to do something. There is a really scary statistic out there for just about everyone. The majority of people out there in the world are 6 weeks away from being homeless. They have 6 weeks worth of savings, and after that, they can't afford their bills and they are homeless. And that is like 95% of people. So when you talk about homelessness, you don't want to know about it. It's too tough an issue, it's too taboo, and doing anything about it. Think about that. And think about the fact that, we will help one group of people, but we won't help another is ridiculous. Everyone deserves the same. No one deserves to be treated any differently to anyone else. And if you do care about people, if you truly care about people and you want to make a difference, then, yeah, you know what? We should put a petition together and see that real change is made and affect and help these people that need help. I mean, honestly, it's not rocket science. It's just wanting to do the right thing. And you know what? This world should be should world. Should world should exist. Not could world, not would world, should world. Like the American Dad thing, should world. This is not should world. Well, it should be. It should be should world. So what should happen should always happen, regardless. Yeah? Yeah. Peace.